Oh, they're just so cute. So tiny and so small, and kind of want to take one home now.
Yeah, so when you want to take something home from a cafe, it's usually like a croissant or a coffee. But at this pig cafe in Japan, it's these tiny little miniature pigs that customers like these crave. Oh, not in a dinner sense, but in a companionship sense.
We just thought the pig cafe was a little bit different. Yeah, something that the kids wouldn't always get to hold and pet, you know?
So this place is called Mipig, and it's just one of the company's 10 branches throughout Japan that offers up the chance to spend some quality indoor time with this miniature swine. They're known as micropigs, and even when they're adults, they don't get much larger than a corgi dog. And look, no disrespect to the late Queen Elizabeth and her favorite dog breed, and no disrespect to this soccer fan with the facsimile either, but there are plenty of good reasons you might find these tiny little pigs here to be cuter than your average royal dog. For one thing, unlike that stereotype that might lead you to believe that creatures like this are a bit dirty, to say the least, these micropigs are actually very clean and don't actually smell. In fact, they're said to make great pets and have their own little unique personalities. And as evidenced by the phones on display here, they also make for great content. Our puny pigs don't like being alone either. And as this executive with the Pig Cafe company notes in Japanese, they're friendlier towards people than dogs or cats. So yeah, maybe after all these years, you aren't a dog person or a cat person. You're a pig person. No offense. Now that's not to say all people are pig people, and I'm not just talking vegans. For one thing, there are all sorts of other exotic animal cafes available in Japan. There's an owl cafe, there's a hedgehog and chinchilla cafe, and even the Tokyo Snake Center has a cafe service, where, if you choose to partake in the eating experience, you can enjoy your favorite beverage from the drink menu and feed a frozen mouse to a ball python. And for a little more, hey, you can even wrap one around your neck. How relaxing.
I think that distinction between the domestic and the exotic animal cafes is really important.
This guy's a professor at the School of Biological Sciences with the University of Hong Kong, who notes that you've got to be careful when choosing an animal cafe. Don't get me wrong, you're still free to slurp down an iced chai while a snake coils itself around your windpipe. You do you. But there are some larger issues at play here than your scaly scarf.
I think, again, ethical sourcing of the animals, what happens when the animals leave the cafe. I think all these things are important considerations. And I think it does come down probably to government regulation. I think governments have a responsibility to kind of make sure that these things are certified and that the animals are being sourced ethically and that there isn't any kind of illegal trade involved. I consider that to be kind of a bare minimum.
There's some other ethical questions too, like, do these animals enjoy this experience as much as humans? I mean, they kind of look like they enjoy it here, though you can't really ask them about it. And this certainly beats being laughed at by a bunch of sheep for doing a bad dog impression. But even though it's not definitively certain that selfie is good for a mini pig, experts do think that forming a micro bond here could be good for you.
There is mounting evidence that associating with and owning pets can provide mental health and physical health benefits for people.
That's a doctor and professor of clinical sciences with Cornell University's College of Veterinary Medicine, who says that interacting with animals can lower your blood pressure, reduce headaches, and even bring down the risk of cardiovascular disease. He's even seen studies that suggest
there's also mental health benefits in terms of decreasing stress hormones, more of a feeling of well-being. In terms of how they do these things, that remains to be determined.
Just one glimpse of the humans in this Japanese cafe seems to suggest these people are happy as pigs in the arms of a loving human's embrace. What, did you think I was going to say something else? Anyway, this particular chain of mini pig cafes has locations all over Japan should you find yourself there. It costs around 2,200 yen, or about 15 bucks US, for a half hour of pig companionship, but you do need a reservation. And if you're really hoping to enjoy a cup of coffee with a little pig too, please be sure to end up at the right cafe.